Welcome back to the channel. We're doing a little multi filming today, so you may see this same outfit in other videos. Who knows? Probably will, I think. But while I was thinking about it, I want to go ahead and get this segment in. Whenever we were originally putting the Love Boat together, kind of going down the path, you know, I always knew I wanted it to be a 5-speed car eventually. When I first got it, which was 4.5 years ago or longer, over 4.5, right in it, whatever. I knew I wanted it to be a 5-speed car, but other than that, I didn't really know. I didn't know how light I'd be able to get it. I didn't know how fast we'd be able to make it. And technically speaking, we still haven't made it fast, relatively speaking. So, so I just, you know, my cars and the concepts, I've said this before, they evolve as we go down the modification road. As I start getting more attached to the car or having more ideas or less ideas, you know, things happen to the cars. One of the things with the Love Boat was that I got to a point to where I had taken the drag brakes and stuff off the Dragon and had put those on the VALEO TD, and then ultimately I pulled the motor out of it, and then I took the rear end out. The engine was going to go in the VALEO TD. My thoughts change all the time. My ideas and stuff change as to where parts are going to go, like this. But one of the things too with the VALEO TD, or with the Lincoln, the reason I pulled the engine out of the Blue Dragon was because I wanted the oil pan off of it to put on the VALEO TD. Had a cheap Chinese, you know, deep sump on it, and the one that's on the Dragon was a nice Canton with a crank scraper, and I wanted to put that in the VALEO TD with a windage tray and stuff, so that I was just going to put a stock pan back on the VALEO TD, because ultimately I was really putting that engine in for the weight loss and stuff, the heads, because of the heads, it had less weight, and I didn't really have an ET range in mind for the car. Now that we are where we are with the mild kind of lopo deal, which still hasn't made a pass as of this filming, still hadn't made a pass, or a decent one, you know, 801, that's not decent, that's garbage. We don't really know where we're going to end up ET wise, what we're capable of. You know, money can make us capable of anything, but realistically, what are we capable of? And a lot of times you get to a certain goal, there's certain numbers. For me, it's always half-second increments that are important. You know, like 750, you know, once you get to a 750, you just got to get under it. You know, if you're running 720s or 730s, I'm whatever. You know, if my cars are, I'm not digging. If I'm running 726, I'm not like super digging for the 719. I'll try, but it's not like, oh gosh, if I can only get that 719. So, but 750, I want to get under that number. And then when you get down to like 710, 711, you're like, man, I'm so close to a 6. I just need that 10th. So we don't really know where we're going to end up. But I have decided that once that engine goes in the VALEO TD, or in the Lincoln, God, I got VALEO TD on the brain. In the Lincoln, I would like to go ahead and have an oil pan on it. I'm sure you have observed this sitting here. And I was looking at buying something and doing this and doing that, and I thought to myself, why am I looking at buying an oil pan? I've got an oil pan that I have literally had for probably 15 years. Yeah, I've probably had this pan for 15 years and never bolted it on anything. I got it, maybe I bought it off the corral in the U section. Anyway, what is it? It is an aluminum, it's got a leaf stuck in it, an aluminum Canton pan. Now this pan was on like a turbo car or something. It has got a fitting welded in here. It has got a fitting, a return. It's got a piece of line on it. It's actually, whoever did this or had it done or whatever did production. Now the weird part is, for me, is that it doesn't have a baffle to keep the oil from running up the back of the pan when the car launches. That's odd to me. It's also, if you know anything about these pans or this style of pan, is that the way it sits, on the motor, you have to take these plugs out. This is how my steel can is designed, to put in the bolts to bolt it up. It's got a sort of a crank scraper on the side here to catch oil that's being flung off the crank, to catch it and knock it back down in the pan. So what I'm getting at is that I'm thinking about bolting this on the love boat. Now you may be saying to yourself, why don't you put this on the VALEO TD? Probably be cooler, I guess, but I don't know. I've already got my mind made up that I'm putting that one on, the one that I've got off, and this one, because I don't think I'm going to do, with this type of pan, Canton, the standard windage tray won't work. It hits or whatever with the crank scraper. So we're not going to put a windage tray on. I don't think I am. When you do that, you got to buy studs and to mount it. And I know that it's worth a little bit, or I believe it's worth a little bit, but I really just want the pan on. For me, it's about just getting the oil out of the crank, off the cranks, so it's not dipping through the oil so much. You can always run your oil low if you want to, but I prefer to run, 4.5, 5 quarts in a 7-quart pan and just do that. And all we'd have to do is, technically speaking, is buy a Canton pickup and get a dipstick for it, and then we're good to go. And I'd be using it. It's been sitting in the cabinet. I've carried it around with me. I bought this when me and my ex-wife were together. So it's, like I say, it's 15 years old at least. Yeah, it's 15. I've had it that long, and I bought it used from my guy. So I got a really good price on it. Hey, what's up? Tell you guys been hitting the dirt. Anyway, this is what we're going to put, as of the moment, this is what we are going to put on the love boat. Krusty's already got an oil pan, and the VALEO TD pan I will probably end up putting on Pro Stock. So this one will go on the love boat. Love boat's moving up in the world. Honestly, I like that car. I mean, I'm getting it closer and closer the more I like it. It goes up there and starts running some passes. I'm getting it because it's really quirky, and I like kind of quirky stuff. So I'm kind of digging that. I'm starting to dig that car a lot more than I used to. Somebody asked me about, any plans to lower the front end on it. Yes, got to cut the springs some more. You know what? And that job's not a lot of fun, honestly. So I've just kind of been putting it off. We're going to get to it when we get to it, but I haven't been in no big hurry to jump on that. So anyway, let me let you guys go. I got some work to do. We'll see you in the next clip. I just wanted to show you this super fancy aluminum oil pan that will be going on the love boat. And for the record, before anyone goes crazy about this being super high dollar, which honestly it is super high dollar if you bought it brand new, I think I paid $200 for it used. Maybe like $220 shipped or something like that. It's a long time, but still, I thought $200 was a lot of money. One other thing before we go here real quick, when I was talking about this, what I'll do is I'm gonna take a picture of the steel one I've got and measure it, and David's got a guy, and I'm gonna see if I can, get it worked out where I can get a piece of aluminum welded in here to just keep the oil from running the back bumper. Because once we get it on the back bumper, we can't have oil running up. So, are you gonna be all right? I swear. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next clip, and we gotta get some caps for this, or we could put rubber plugs on it. Anyway, Dang, dude. And just to put this in perspective, this is the pan off drag, and you can see the baffling in it, and it looks like it just comes straight out across. So I'll take a picture of that and probably take a few measurements. You can also see how much more the crank scraper extends out. It doesn't look like the other one was cut. It looks like it was made that way, but you can see how much more the crank scraper extends out. And we've got our windage tray, and that bolts to the main girdle, which is in there. So, and that's the regular windage tray will hit the crank scraper. So anyway, that's what's going to be going on the VALEO TD at some point. Bless its heart. We're trying to get to it, but anyway, so that's what our aluminum one technically should look like inside, but doesn't quite look like that inside. But like I say, we're going to get some kind of deal done in the back just to keep the oil from running up the back of the pan. So all right, let's check out our Ram Air deal. We have put our HVAC skills to work here, and I have no skills, but look at that. We put that aluminum tape on it. Look at that stuff right there. Shoot, man, we're good to go now. So I think we're going to air the back tires up, and we're going to take it for a little test drive, because we didn't get to make or really get to drive it hardly the last time we drove it. So I'd like to make just a few more pulls up and down the road. So the total cold start, then we'll get it going, then we'll set you guys up outside, and we'll take it around a little bit. We'll try to. we still have a header leak. We're gonna have to put a different, but we're not even gonna worry about it till we do our engine swap probably. So, all right, let me go get you guys. You guys stand out in the middle of the road. I want you to get run over. Phew! Let me tell you something, man. It's hotter than the buffaloes back out plains. You know what I'm saying? Phew! It's a little warm, but hey, we're getting closer and closer to that fall air. Man, I'm ready. So, we spent a ton of time talking about an oil pan. So, you know, I say sorry about that, but hey, whatever. If you don't want to watch it, you don't got to. You can fast forward through it all. So, and we took the car for another rip. Last time I hadn't burnt the rad, so it had an air pocket. And it was warm. I had to, park it, and then we haven't had the opportunity. But that time we gave it a few rips. We got almost to the shift light on third a couple times, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a little optimistic about my 7-second pass in my Mountain Dew. It feels pretty good. And like I said before, I know I'm a single plane teabagger. I get it. It's cool. Everyone likes their thing. I like what I like. And I love me some single plane. And, deep gears, no fear, stick shift, and give me that single. But it definitely feels like it pulls harder than it did with the Stealth. The Stealth had a very linear feel to it. I'm not hating on it. It's a good intake, and it worked. It's working. But this thing feels like it starts getting like it's got somewhere it needs to be once it gets up in the tack a little bit. Now, sadly, we don't have enough cylinder head and definitely don't have enough camshaft or compression to, really make use of that. But once we put the engine from the Dragon in, we're still not going to be crazy combo wise, but we're going to have more than what we got now. That's the fact. So it's, we'll be able to turn it a little harder and just go a little faster. But it feels pretty good. So, and I guess we should revisit this since we did it before, many videos ago, so to speak. But let's revisit it. What will it run? I'm not going to go through the whole combo. I'm only going to tell you that the combo will be is listed in the description of this video. The current as it goes to the track combo. So you guys tell me, what's it going to run? You can put ET and mile an hour. Weather for this weekend does not look great for a track trip. I don't know what to tell you. Also, I would like to add that we are not going to get crazy aggressive on the starting lines. Take that into account when you put your guesses. I'm going to leave off the clutch the first 2, 3, 4, 5 passes. Near the end of the night, I may give it two-step one time or twice just to see what we got. But early on, I'm going to not be aggressive because honestly, I don't want to break an axle, and I'm going against my better judgment by not having the rear end stuff reinforced, and I just don't really see how I'm going to be able to get that done. There's a lot of logistics involved in that. So we're going to try and be gentle with it on the starting line. Now we ain't going to be gentle with it after the initial hit's over. We're not going to be gentle on the gear shifter. We never are, or on the tachometer. So we're going to do what we got to do. So you tell me what it's going to run, but take that into account. You can also, like I say, ET, mile an hour, just out of curiosity. That's how we usually do it. And if I'm going to get that dew strike, what's the over-under on it? So anyway, I certainly appreciate you guys subscribing, you guys' comments, all the ways you guys support the channel. A lot of positivity through the subs on this channel. That is one of the great things that I feel about our channel, is that it's mostly positive. It's 99% positive. There's a few things here and there that aren't positive, but that's to be expected. It's the internet. But it's positive, and I like that. That's cool. I ain't into arguing. I'm not into drama. I'm not into that. I don't thrive on chaos. Some people do. I don't. I honestly can't stand it. So it's very cool that you guys are very cool. So and especially, hold that thought. Where we're going with this, yo. especially, thanks for watching. And until next time on the Substandard Leader, in 1 year only, Lincoln Town Cars, and I'm going to be 7-second, 8th mile, Lincoln Town Cars, and a bunch of crappy Fox bodies. We'll see you guys in the next vid.